You don't have to be the strong one anymore, pretending that everything is okay. Because right now, on the outside, you look like a strong, independent, badass woman, but internally, you are crumbling. Hi, Taylor. So I often see this. Hi, Amy. I often see this where maybe you grew up and you've always done things for other people. You've always made sure everyone around you was okay. Maybe there are certain things you had to do for your siblings or your parents. And even now to this age, when you're an adult, you always feel like you need to do everything for everyone. You need to make sure that everyone else around you is okay. And when you know that the people around you are not okay, maybe your husband is really stressed out at work, he has a really, really busy job, he has long hours. Maybe your mom is a worrywart and she has 900 million things on her mind, so you don't want to share what you're going through because you don't want her to worry about one more thing. And so you pretend everything's okay. I have to be strong for the people around me. So I'm just going to say that I'm okay. I have to be strong. I have to be okay for the people around me. I don't want to be a burden. My husband goes through things. My mom's going through things. My best friend's going through things. So I am going to be the strong one, and I'm going to hold this fort together. I have to for my family. I can't not be okay. People are relying on me. People need me. So I have to be okay. The problem with this is that internally you are not okay. When somebody says, "How are you doing?" you put a smile on your face and you say everything is fine, when really you are drowning in your never-ending to-do list and emotions that have been trapped inside of your body for weeks or maybe even months. You don't want to be a burden. I can't tell my husband what I'm going through because he has his own stress. I can't tell my mom what I'm going through, and I can't share that I'm overwhelmed because my mom's also overwhelmed. So I'm just going to be there for my mom. I'm going to be there for my husband. And whatever, I'll be okay. You don't have to pretend that everything is okay, and you don't have to be the strong one in your family anymore. And when I say this, you are strong, but you can be strong and still vulnerably share how you're feeling. Sharing how you feel is not a weakness, it's vulnerability. And people get the two confused. If I express how I feel, then that means I'm weak. But you're not weak. If you're expressing how you are feeling, you are not weak, you are vulnerable. And I know it's hard to be vulnerable and share how you feel when, again, other people around you, you feel like are not okay. Because you're like, I don't want to burden them. I don't want to put one more thing on them. And I get it. So I've actually experienced this myself. So in 2019, when I was going through my own relationship with food struggles, and it's a lot, right? Like, of course, when you're struggling with food and body image, you're not okay. And I remember wanting to share certain things with Andrew that I was kind of going through. But I knew that he was also going through his own struggles of, depression and different levels of stress at certain times. And so even though I technically was not okay, I didn't want to bring this up to my husband because I already knew that he was going through his own struggles, his own internal battles. And I get it. And you're playing tug of war with yourself because it's like, I know that I need to share because I need to express how I'm feeling. I'm not feeling okay right now. I know that it's beneficial to share I know that it's important to be vulnerable, to share, to express, to process, to feel your emotions, but also he's going through his own stuff. And so in 2019, when I was battling my own things and he was going through his own things, it was constantly like, well, I'll just have to stuff my emotions and be there for him and be there for this person and be there for this person. But that does nothing for anybody. That does nothing for anyone. You thinking that you can't share because you're a burden is actually a disservice to you and the person that you want to actually bring this forward to. Because you need to talk through things. You need to be vulnerable. You need to share. Because if you don't share and you just put a smile on your face saying, I am okay, your emotions bottle up. But also, it's a disservice to other people because if you want to be there for other people, you say, I need to be strong for people in my family. But how can you be strong if you are crumbling internally? Because you're holding the weight of not only your emotions, but you're holding the weight of this person's emotions and what this person's going through and what that person's going through, and you're literally holding it all. And I know you can because you're so used to it, but eventually you're going to break. Eventually you are going to break. Just because you have been the strong one in your family for the past 10, 20, 30, 40 years, however long, doesn't mean this is a pattern that you have to keep on going. You can shift out of this behavior, out of this identity. And again, it's not if I share vulnerably that I'm not okay, then I'm not strong. No, you are strong. It's just that you're recognizing that if I don't be vulnerable and I don't share what I'm going through, how can I be there for the people that I want to be there for? Like, you have the biggest heart. I remember I was working with a client inside of the academy and, she was doing so much for other people. And she would come and she's like, I'm just so overwhelmed. She was taking care of her dad at one point. And she was going to all these appointments that were like an hour and a half away to make sure that her dad was okay. And then I got to make sure this person's okay. And I got to make sure my husband's okay. And I got to do this and I got to do that. And then it's like, but how about yourself? How about yourself? Are you okay? Or are you putting yourself on the back burner and just saying, I have to hold it together. I have to be okay. My husband's not okay, so I have to be okay. Well, I got to do everything for the kids. I got to do this. I got to do that. Even though it feels foreign, it feels awkward, it feels strange to start saying maybe you're not okay. And I also need a listening ear as well too. Even though that feels weird and scary, you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. Just like when your husband shares with you maybe what he's kind of going through, you want to support him. Other people are willing to be a listening ear for you as well too. But you think, I'm going to be a burden. It's too much. I got to just pretend that I'm okay. No, you don't. Now, something else happens as well too. So sometimes when, let's say, your husband shares something with you that he is going through something, right? He's stressed out at work. He's overwhelmed. He's going through depression, whatever it is. Let's say he shares that with you. And if you are an empath and you feel other people's emotions, what often ends up happening is your husband will share with you that he's going through his stress, his overwhelm, his depression, whatever it is. And you will start to get emotional because you feel everything. And now you're emotional, and now your husband sometimes feels like now he has to comfort you. And he might not know how to comfort you, or he might think, well, I can't share this with her anymore because now I'm actually not getting comfort. Now I'm comforting her. And, Andrew and I have had so many open conversations about this as well, too, where, in the past, he would share something with me, and I'm a very, emotional person. And so he would share something with me, and then I would feel for him because I just care, and I'm sure you feel the same way. And so I would get emotional, and then Andrew would feel like he now needs to comfort me, and now there's no comforting him, which he shared with me, wanting to maybe get some relief or comfort, but now he feels like he's comforting me. And then I would feel bad because I'm not saying you're a burden. I'm not saying I can't handle this. It's just the way that I am, that I'm a very emotional person. But then it's very easy to think, well, because I got emotional when he shared what his struggle that he was going through, then I can't share with other people because I know how that other person is going to feel. And it's just like a mix of emotions. But not everybody processes things the same way you process things. So if I share something with Andrew, he might not start crying. If Andrew shares something with me, I might start crying because I'm an emotional person. But everybody processes things differently. So just because your husband shares something with you that he's going through, and now you get emotional because you have a big heart and you care, and maybe you're an empath and you feel the feelings that he's going through, and maybe he's shared with you, well, now I feel like I have to comfort you. It is okay. That doesn't mean anything wrong or bad. And I needed to communicate openly with Andrew to say, I'm getting emotional, not because it's a lot, not because I can't handle it. It's because you will share one little tiny thing with me and I will start crying because I just care and I don't want to see you in pain. But a lot of the times people get this mixed signal, then that means I can't share because I don't want to be a burden. And I had to very deeply communicate with Andrew. For example, him sharing what he was going through, it wasn't like I was crying because, oh my gosh, I'm about to break. I can't hold you. I can't handle this. It's more, I just care. So what is the story that you're telling yourself? Are you telling yourself, I can't share what I'm going through with other people because they won't be able to handle it? Are you telling yourself, I can't tell other people what I'm going through because they have their own things and I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to add one more thing on their plate. That's a disservice to you and it's a disservice to other people. In order for you to not break, you have to share openly what you're going through. And how people respond to what you're going through is how they respond to it. And also how you respond when somebody else shares what they're going through is how you respond, and it's absolutely perfect. You're not too much. You don't have to be like, I'm holding the fort down, and I'm okay when you actually are not okay. There's nothing beneficial about saying, I'm okay, because on the outside, you look strong and you look like everything's okay, but in the inside, you are not okay. That's a disservice to everyone around you. You can be open and vulnerably share that I am not okay, just like other people around you share that they're not okay. It takes courage to share that you're not okay. It takes courage for your husband to share what he's going through. And just like you would want him to share when he's not doing well, he wants to know when you're not doing well either, because he wants to help. The people around you want to help. That's another thing too. So for the longest time, I didn't share with Andrew my struggles with my relationship with food, but also he didn't share with me his depression. And oftentimes when you hear something and somebody finally shares, the first thing that comes out of someone's mouth is, why didn't you tell me sooner? But right now you're thinking, I can't share. It doesn't even have to be depression or binge eating. It can just be like, I'm overwhelmed with the house right now. It doesn't have to be like a bigger thing. But you think I can't share. But as soon as you share with someone, they're like, but why didn't you tell me sooner? I want to help. So even when Andrew shared with me his depression, he was going through it for quite some time and I had no idea. And then he finally shared with me and I wasn't like, I can't believe you shared with me. Like, don't you know I'm going through my own stuff? No, I was like, why didn't you tell me sooner? And then from there, we had an even deeper relationship. We started communicating even more. And I was so grateful. Like, I was literally so grateful that he shared that with me. But you're thinking I can't share with somebody because it's too much. They can't handle it. I don't want to be a burden. I got to be strong. I got to be this. I got to be that. When I shared with Andrew my food struggles, he wasn't like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you shared with me. Like, I have my own stuff going on. Again, like, why didn't you tell me sooner? Like, how can I support you? And obviously, partners can't support you, right? Like, this is why there's coaching and mentorship. This is why clients come to work with me, because your partner won't understand, obviously, what you're going through. But you know, they can be there to just be a listening ear, and then you learn the tools and the guidance from someone like myself, and I can actually coach you through things. But besides the point, if you are drowning in your never-ending to-do list and you feel like I am not really okay, like maybe things are overwhelming or you're having an emotional day, you're not having the greatest day, you don't have to put a smile on your face and say it was a great day. Maybe it was a lot with your kids. Maybe it was a lot at work. You can share that. You are not a burden. Right now, you are doing everything and anything for everyone around you. You're making sure your kids are okay. You're making sure your husband's okay. You're making sure this friend's okay. You're making sure your mom's okay. But are you okay? How are you doing? You can be strong and also vulnerable. I actually think it's the people who are the most vulnerable, they're the strongest. That's a very attractive quality, to be vulnerable and to be open and to communicate how you feel. This all ties into your relationship with food. The people who are self-soothing with food in the evenings are pretending that everything is okay. I got this. Oh, sure, I will also pick up the laundry from the dry cleaners, or I'll also pick up this present, and I'll also do this for this person. Oh, don't worry, I'll also drive here. Like, you're pretending that you can do it all. You're pretending that everything is okay. But you're the person, come the end of the day, that you're self-soothing with food and you're comforting yourself with food because you are trying to say everything is okay. And you think, I have to be the strong one, but you don't have to be the strong one. If you don't openly share and express your feelings and how you're feeling, you're going to break. And then that's not beneficial for anyone around you. I always say to my clients, it's like, if you want to be there for the people around you, you have to take care of yourself even more. But taking care of yourself includes sharing, expressing how you're feeling. That's one way of taking good care of yourself, because when you openly share how you're feeling, you are processing your emotions. Even just by sharing. I'm sure you've done this before. It's like, I just feel so much lighter. I feel so much better. People want to know when you are not okay. People want to be there for you. Whenever Andrew shares, whenever he shared, like back in 2019, when he was sharing that he was going through his depression, I was like, why didn't you tell me sooner? Like, how can I best support you? Thank you for sharing with me. It's never like, oh my gosh, why did you tell me? I can't hold this. The people that love you want to know when you're not okay, and they actually want to support you. And again, it doesn't have to be something, as deep as that, but even if it's, I had a busy day at work. I'm not okay. Honestly, work was really stressful today. You can share that. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, no, but I got to be strong. I got to be strong. My kids need me. My husband needs me. My mom needs me. So I'm just going to say that everything is okay. What's the benefit of that? There's actually no benefit to that. It's just conditioning. There is zero benefit to that. How does that serve anyone? It doesn't serve your kids. It doesn't serve your husband. It doesn't serve your mom. Because you actually don't have any capacity. So is that actually supportive for the people around you? No, not at all. Even when you were younger and you did everything for everyone, doesn't mean you have to carry this behavior, this identity with you. Yes, you can still do a lot for other people around you, and also share when you're not okay. It's not like I need to just the whole time say I'm not okay and not be strong. It's duality. It's you can be independent and ask for help. You can be strong and have moments where you don't feel strong. It's duality. This is life. This is life. Stop pretending that everything's okay. Everything's rainbows and butterflies. Are you okay? Yep, no problem. And then you go into the bathroom and you cry because there's just so many things that are going on and you are not okay. People want to be there for you, but also it's not like you're going to share with your husband what you're going through and expect him to fix you. Because also sharing with somebody what you're going through isn't like I'm going to share with you, but you better know how to help me. When Andrew shared with me his depression, I don't know how to help someone with depression other than being a listening ear, but I've never experienced that. So he didn't share that with me hoping that I'd fix him. It was just, I need a listening ear. And it was like he shared with me for him to get it off his chest. And so even with me, when I was going through my own relationship with food, I shared with Andrew, not to be like, Andrew, what do I do? Fix me, help me. I knew that he wouldn't be able to support me because he didn't ever go through that himself. But I shared for me because holding the weight of that was very heavy. So I shared with him to let the load off of myself. And then I got the proper support that I needed. And a lot of clients that come to me, they will share with their husband their own food struggles, but they're not expecting their husband to tell them what to do because the husband's never struggled with food. Their friends never struggled with food. So they just openly communicate so that they can have the weight lifted off of their shoulders. But then they come and they work with me where I actually coach them and they actually feel seen by someone who's gone through what they've gone through. So also sharing with somebody that maybe you're not okay, maybe there are some struggles that you're going through. It's not, I'm going to share with this person, or I can't share with this person because they're not going to understand. It's not about that. It's not about them understanding. It's not about them knowing how to help you. It's sharing with them for you to get the weight off of your shoulders, to be vulnerable, to communicate more openly. Again, when I shared with Andrew my struggles, he shared openly what he was going through. And then our relationship actually got so much stronger. You want a deep, intimate relationship with your husband, but you're holding things inside. How can you expect to have a deep, intimate relationship if you're holding something from your husband? If you're saying everything's okay, but it's not okay. Andrew and I have an even greater relationship when we share things with each other. If I'm feeling a certain type of way, I will share with him. And that unlocks just an even deeper bond, because when you're vulnerable, it strengthens your relationship. Sharing your heart with someone, it strengthens your relationship. Someone is so grateful for your vulnerability, but you're thinking that your vulnerability is making you weak. You think your vulnerability is too much for that person. You're thinking that if I share that if I'm vulnerable, I'm weak. People are so grateful when you're vulnerable. So shift the mindset. Stop thinking they're not going to be able to handle it. They don't know how to help me. You are not sharing with somebody for them to fix you. Number one, you're not broken. But number two, you're not sharing with someone so that they tell you, okay, you're going to do this. They probably don't know. Even if, something a little smaller, I'm not saying that it's a small thing. Hi, Andrea. Thank you so much for these answers. You're so welcome. I'm so glad this is helpful for you. This is an important conversation that not many people are having, so I wanted to come on and share. Even something like, I had a really stressful day at work. Your husband might not know what you need, how to support you, but he doesn't even have to do anything. Just the fact that you shared openly how you felt is helping you process and recognize that you're experiencing the stress. That in and of itself can help you prevent snacking on munchies at 9 o'clock at night. Because when you pretend everything's okay, I got to be strong, I got to pretend like I can handle everything, even though I'm so stressed and so overwhelmed, I got this. And internally you're not. Instead of sharing vulnerably, you grab snacks to make yourself feel better. If you would have just had a conversation, let's say with your husband, that could have prevented you from mindlessly snacking because you comforted yourself. You regulated yourself instead of being like, I'm in this independent, badass woman, which you are, but you think I gotta be strong. No, hi honey, how was your day at work today? Oh, it was great. It was so good. He goes to bed, you're in the kitchen, snacking mindlessly. That could have been prevented if you just shared, hey, it was a shit day. Like, it was a lot. Yeah, I'm actually really stressed out. Why do you fear sharing your heart? People can hold it. And even if they can't hold it, they're not there to give you answers. They are there to just even hold space. I used to pretend everything was okay, and everyone would go to bed and I'd be comforting myself. Because my mom, she has so many things to worry about, so I don't want her to have to worry about me. My husband's going through stuff, so I don't want to stress him out even more, so I'm just going to hold it in. I have to. No, you don't. The strongest thing that you can do is be vulnerable. And something that my husband and I actually do to this date is anytime we are sharing how we are feeling or, hey, something is up, we first ask, do you have the capacity to hold space right now? Because there's nothing worse than sharing something and your husband has a work meeting in 5 minutes. That's not fair. So Andrew and I will always say, hey, do you have 5 minutes? Hey, do you have time for me to share something right now? And then once the other person says, yes, we do have some time, then I will share or he will share, but we're very clear on why we're sharing. Because what we often found was, let's say I would share something with Andrew and I don't need you to tell me what to do. I don't need answers. I don't need you to fix me. I just need a listening ear. But if I didn't communicate that to him, men are fixers. Men like to tell you what to do. Okay, you're telling me you're struggling, so let me come up with a game plan. Let me try to figure out how I can help you. That's just how they've kind of grown up. So I would share with Andrew, I don't need you to give me a solution. I'm just sharing with you right now, and I just need a listening ear. Or I will say, hey, I need advice. Erin says, do you have the capacity right now? I love this. Yes, that's so important. Like, there's nothing worse than like someone coming home from a long day at work and you're just like, by the way, blah, 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 and they're like, I don't have the capacity for this right now. And the thing is, if you don't ask if they have capacity, you're going to share something with them and they're going to feel overwhelmed. And then you're going to think, see, I can't share with them. I'm too much. No. You're not too much. It's just you chose to share with him at a time that he didn't have the space or the capacity to hold. It's not that you're too much. It's not that you're a burden. It's that if the other person doesn't have the capacity, doesn't make sense. Like if it, and I used to be bad at this. It'd be like 10:30 at night and I'm like, Andrew, and I would like word vomit. And he's like, honey, I would like one eye open, like it's 10:30 at night. Can we have this conversation tomorrow? And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Right? So, or like you're driving to like go to a family event and you're just like, by the way, I'm stressed with this or this is going on. And it's like, maybe that's not the best timing. So that's really important. Okay. So asking if somebody even has the space or the capacity is really important. But then also sharing what you're wanting out of that conversation. So I would share with Andrew, hey, I just need a listening ear. I'm not looking for advice. I don't need you to try to come up with a solution. I just need to share what's on my heart right now. Perfect. Or I actually need some advice right now. If you are not clear, you are going to share what you're going through. And when you actually wanted a listening ear, your husband is going to say, well, why don't you try this? Why don't you try this? Why don't you do that? And you're going to get even more frustrated because that's not what you needed. You just needed a listening ear. And you might actually get even more frustrated because you didn't need advice. You just needed a listening ear. But because you didn't communicate that, now he's telling you all these things that you should do. Oh, you should do this. You should do this. You should do this. And now you're even more frustrated. And then again, what happens is you remember how that conversation went. And the next time you want to bring something forward, you hold yourself back. Because, oh my gosh, the last time I told my husband this, he gave me so many things of like what I should do, and that made me frustrated. So you're not going to share. But it's not that you can share. You have to be clear on what you're wanting from that conversation. Are you wanting a listening ear? Are you wanting advice? Are you wanting tough love? Are you wanting compassion? Speak. What do you want? You can't expect, first of all, you can't expect somebody to hold space when they don't have the capacity. Second, you can't expect them to know what you need when you don't communicate it effectively. If you just share, blah, 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 and then they're like giving you advice, and then you get mad, well, you didn't tell them what you needed from that conversation. So it's not that you're too much. If your partner is like, oh, like this is a lot right now, you are not a lot. It's the fact that you are bringing up this conversation at 6 a.m. when he's trying to run out of the house before his work meeting at 7 a.m. Or it's 10:30 at night and your husband has like one eye open and he's like, honey, I'm already sleeping. And you're having this deep conversation with me. We're not doing this. It's not fair. But you think, see, I'm too much. Nobody can handle these emotions. No, stop. I've worked through this and it's been life-changing. Do you have the capacity? And then also, this is what I'm wanting out of this conversation. So that when you share and you share, I'm just looking for a listening ear, he will know. And this is where it makes communication so easy, and you stop feeling like I'm being a burden. It only feels like you're being a burden when you share things at the wrong time, or you're not telling the other person what you need, and then it feels like you're too much. Be vulnerable, express how you feel. Vulnerability breeds vulnerability. When you share something vulnerably, your partner is going to start sharing more vulnerably. This is how Andrew and I have such a deep relationship. It's funny, the doula came over yesterday. She was like, how are you guys doing? And Andrew was outside, and she asked me how you're doing. And I said, Andrew and I have really good communication. So this whole process of, being a month postpartum has been it's obviously it's a lot, but Andrew and I have such great communication. Our relationship is fantastic. And whatever, I started doing the dishes, and then Andrew came in and she asked him, how are you doing? And he's like, we have really good relationships. So, we communicate very deeply. And I was like, we're on the same wavelength. Communication is so important. And the more that you communicate, the easier it becomes. So if you're so used to not communicating and then something is on your mind or you're not okay, it's going to feel like, oh my gosh, when do I share it? How do I share it? It's going to be like this big thing of I need to share with my husband, I'm not okay. Versus you're just so used to openly communicating, how was your day? And not surface level BS, how was your day? But how are you feeling emotionally? How was your mental health today? It's having more deeper level conversations. If you're so used to having those conversations on the days that you're not okay, you share that you're not okay, and it's not a big freaking doodah. It's just yeah, I'm not okay today. Versus oh my gosh, I don't know, can you handle it? You're just so used to having these open conversations. And also, don't be afraid to celebrate the shit out of yourself. This is not just about deep conversations. When you're crushing it, also share with him. Andrew and I will be bouncing off the wall for something, and I'm Andrew, I gotta share with you this. It's also just being open with your partner in general. It's not just about when things aren't going well, it's just sharing all the time. Learning to be vulnerable gets easier over time. Practice makes progress. Absolutely. It does. I remember the first time I shared something with Andrew, I texted him because I couldn't actually share it to his face. I texted him. He was my boyfriend at the time. We weren't even engaged, or we weren't even married. I texted him because I was so nervous. I was going to poop my pants. So I texted him. And now it's it does get easier. It's still challenging. There are certain things where I'm okay, we're going to sit down. We're going to have this conversation. And I'm nervous right now. But it gets easier. Absolutely. So, just wanted to share this. It was on my heart today. I'm going to be bringing forward a lot more of these conversations because this is what so many people are going through. And you think the reason that you're turning to food in the evening was because you didn't have any willpower today. And I'm the reason you turned to food today was the fact that you were not okay and you bottled up your emotions and you comforted yourself with food late at night. That's actually why. And so, these are deeper level conversations that need to be had. You think, I didn't have any willpower tonight. It's not about willpower. It's the fact that you had emotions that were built up over the last week. You wanted to share something with your husband, but you felt like you were too much, so you held it in. And that's why you're munching at 9 o'clock at night. This 100% relates to your relationship with food. A huge reason why I don't comfort myself with food anymore is I know how to comfort myself. First of all, just tuning into my body and feeling the emotions that I'm feeling, but then also openly expressing how I feel and being vulnerable when things aren't okay or, when there are things going on. This will help you stop your emotional eating so much faster than just trying to keep chocolate out of the house. Like that's not, no. We have deeper level conversations here. And these are the types of conversations I've been having with my clients. And this is why they're making progress. This is why they're becoming less impulsive. This is why, they used to feel out of control, and it's like, I haven't binged in months. Because when you actually do this type of work, you process, you feel, you're vulnerable, you have deeper levels of conversations. You're not only is your relationship with food improving, like your relationship with your husband improves. You have a better intimate life, like everything improves when we actually do this type of work that I'm very fired up about. So I'm going to save this video. I'm going to put it up on the podcast. But thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. You don't have to be the strong one anymore. You don't have to feel like you have to hold it all together. Like, yes, you're strong. Yes, you're independent. Yes, you're this badass. We get it. But also, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to share that you had a crappy day. Stop putting a smile on your face. And when your head hits the pillow, there's a tear that comes out of your eyeball because you're actually not okay. Share, be vulnerable, be open. And don't expect your partner to give you the help that you need. This is why there's coaching and mentorship. Like I said, this is why clients come to work with me, to get the help that you need with your relationship with food. But your partner is there for you to still share openly. Like, it was a busy day today, or it was a lot today, or whatever. He's not going to be there to help you with your relationship with food, but it's just there for you. It's there, you share for you to get a weight off of your shoulders. And that's what also supports you with your relationship with food. So thank you for being here. Go have an amazing rest of your day, you guys, and we'll see you guys soon. Okay. Bye, guys.